That's awesome. No sound. My phone is blowing up. I'm getting a phone call from Amber now. I'm not going to answer that because that's probably why she's maybe I'll edit this off. What is up, YouTube, and all my fish keeping friends? How are y'all doing out there in fish tank land? Hope you guys are enjoying this awesome Sunday afternoon. I got a lot to share with you guys. I've been doing a lot of traveling, as most of you guys know. It's been a really crazy last couple of months. Awesome. I'm very grateful. I really do appreciate it. Yeah, I just missed all that, or you guys just missed all that. So I'm starting over fresh. We're going to edit that off the top after this is all over in post. But it's awesome to see everybody in the chat right from the beginning there. Caleb Aquatics, first up in the chat. Very cool to see you here. I had to get myself out of live chat. They need to get rid of that. It should be like all live chat first, and then you get to choose top chat if you want to. Mike from the Fish Tank Barn, thank you for the $1.99 super chat and tip jar right there. Yeah, no sound. I don't know why, but when I open up OBS, it like defaults to muting all of the audios, so you got to double check in there and make sure that the I don't know how the audio is though. Is it really loud or not? Maybe I step off the microphone just a little bit. Caleb Aquatics, thank you for the $1.99 super chat. I appreciate that as well. So lots of traveling. We'll start this all over again. I've been to a lot of places in the last like 2 months here. We've started out with Indianapolis, Indiana. We went to Chicago, Illinois, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. There was also New Jersey. And then I just came back from San Francisco to see Amber from Big City Bay to speak on wild betta fish for the San Francisco Bay Aquarium Society. Got to do some awesome stuff in San Francisco. Lots of really good Asian food, really awesome Thai food, authentic Japanese, authentic Chinese food. It's awesome. I really like San Francisco. Very interesting, eclectic blend of people. But it's one of them places where you can just be yourself. And, you can wear whatever you want, do whatever you want. You're not gonna really stand out too much. Let's see. It's good to see everybody in here. William Jansen, good to see you here, sir. Connor. Let's see who else we got up in here. Select Pets, Susie from Q Aquatics. Good to see you here. Your stream's coming up a little bit later this afternoon, in a few hours. So there's a lot to talk about, and now that my audio is working, we can get into some of that. But yeah, lots of cool spots, lots of cool places. I definitely have no excuse for content. I did film a lot of stuff. I'm starting to ramp it out. I stayed up all night last night filming. I'm sorry, not filming, but editing. Actually, Aquashella. With all of this happening, I literally had like a week in between, and I could be a little more hardcore about getting my editing done. But it's like now that I'm finally home, and I know that I gotta like strap down and work hard and get the stuff going on. So I have a video coming out tomorrow on Aquashella. It's just my experience at Aquashella. And I hope you guys enjoy that. I got some LFS tours from Chicago as well to share with you guys. And then I'm just going to keep it rolling. There's plenty of content on the hard drive. So I'll keep that going. Hello, Dad. How are you? Good to see you here. Papa Hardin in the house. All right. So, yes. First and foremost, I do want to say thank you to everyone out there. I want to say thank you to Amber because you really helped make a lot of this happen, and I really appreciate that. And it was awesome to get to spend a lot of time with you. Thank you to all of my supporters out there, everyone on Patreon, and everyone here on YouTube that supports me, hangs out, watches my content, and just watches my story, so to speak, and what I'm doing in my fish room, in my fish house, my fish studio. Let's see. So, yes, back to the deal. You guys saw the thumbnail. Fishkeeping versus YouTube. I'm not trying to get hardcore on that. I'm not bashing YouTube by any means. I just think that after the last few trips that I've been on, definitely gives me a lot of stuff to think about. And I've had a lot of really awesome experiences hanging out and geeking out with fish nerds, fish keepers, fish breeders over the last 2 months. And it just makes me want to tell all of you out there to just make sure that you go out and get involved locally. Get involved with your local fish clubs, your different events, swaps and stuff like that. There might be some young person, or someone your age that you can share some knowledge with, trade some plants, do something like that, learn from each other. You're not going to get all of that from the platform. I just think it's important to remember that there is a really awesome community here on YouTube, and it's nothing. It's nothing to frown at all. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. I just think it is an extension of the hobby in the industry, so to speak. So. It's just really awesome to hang out with some cool people. Jerry Morel, which I haven't seen him here in the chat yet, but Jeremy Morel, we had a good time. We saw him at the Fish Club. We knew he was going to be there. Me and Amber knew he was going to be there, but we did not know what he looked like. So it was definitely interesting there first, like wondering who's Jeremy. He along with some other people that we got to hang out with a few times, they definitely shared a lot of gifts with us, and one of the biggest gifts was just having the opportunity to hang out with other like-minded, like fish nerds, plant nerds. We went to the San Francisco Consortium. That was so much fun. We were like kids in a candy store. It was really nice though. It was just a gift to hang out with other people that share the same hobby. And for someone like me living on an island, it can be pretty downright emotional just because I don't get any of that, and it was really hard to come home because it's me and my fish here, and Amber's up there on her way to Vermont. I think she's somewhere outside of Kansas, maybe getting close to Lucas, maybe getting close to Indiana. Lucas and Haley. I don't know where she's at, but I'm sure she's on the road on the way. Anyways. It was awesome, and that's really what my thumbnail is about, is not so much bashing or really trying to compare fish keeping to YouTube, just trying to once again reiterate that YouTube is a community. It's like another fish club, and it's an extension of the hobby and of the industry. There's so much more that we can do. A lot of people have been talking about Project Piaba lately. There's a lot of NGOs in South America and around the world, a lot of non-profit, non-governmental organizations and non-governmental organizations. I think people need to remember that there's two different, I don't want to rant about it, but there's two different kinds really. You have a non-profit, non-governmental organization, and then there is a lot out there you have to keep in mind, and you have to dig a little bit. There's a lot of these companies that are non-governmental organizations, but they are for-profit organizations. That's why a lot of people like For Ocean and the Ocean Cleanup actually get some heat, because they are a for-profit organization, and in some cases it's the only way that they can sustain themselves and be able to do what they do, but get the investors and the funding that they want. But I just think it's important to keep in mind that there's a lot of different ways that we can get involved in the hobby, get involved in supporting the future of the fish keeping hobby and the fish keeping industry, because these farmers and breeders have to make a living, and if there is no hobby, there's no demand for it. It goes both ways, and then there's also the conservation side of it, and just protecting the genetics and protecting these species for prosperity, for conservation purely. Anyways, I'm rambling on. It's good to see everybody saying hi to each other. I am seeing all live chat, so I'm not missing anything here. Pamela, it's good to see you in here. Speaking of community and of the fish keeping community here on YouTube, the FishTube, the hashtag FishFam, it's really cool, to see how we all come together. Right now, a lot of people have calendars out. I believe Priscilla's doing one herself. I know that Chris from Multi-Tank Addiction is doing one. Pam from 54 Punchy is doing one. I know there's more. I know I'm missing one or two calendars coming out. Now, the one that Chris is doing for Multi-Tank Addiction, 50% of those proceeds are going back to Pam, just for her GoFundMe and for supporting her with her surgeries and whatnot. And then Pam actually has her own, she is an artist, as most of you know, and she has her own calendar as well. But it's just really cool to see people supporting each other in ways like this, and having the community come together. It's really, really cool. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. San Francisco Bay Aquarium Society is the oldest continuously running aquarium society in the United States, and it was really cool to be sitting in a meeting, like one of their actual meetings, because of course they had to do some voting and some politics first before we can all play, and Amber could talk, and we could, everybody could auction off their stuff and spend their monies. So it was really cool though to just see the functionalities, the functioning of a fish club, and I don't know. It definitely makes me want to get back to the United States, at least to the mainland, so that I can be more involved in the hobby itself. I love YouTube, but for me, most definitely the fish come first. Breeding is something I'm pretty obsessed with, and I get a lot of satisfaction out of that. And so I see a lot more of fish breeding in my future. Yeah. So, but I need to get back to the States because I'd like to be able to share those fish, and it's really hard for me to share them from here as easily as I'd like to with the shipping and the heat of being in the tropics. It definitely makes for complications and a very limited season for shipping for me. Anyways, it's good to see that Amber could make it. Don't be chatting and driving. Yeah, don't be chatting and driving. You need to do some like voice to chat kind of thing or something on your phone. Anyways, but yeah, be safe, drive safe, Amber. On her way to Indiana, where she's gonna meet up with Haley and Lucas Brett, LRB Aquatics. Joey, what's up? 09 Porcupine, how are you? I thought you're making it back down to the island sometime. I look forward to seeing you down here when you make it. I'm gonna catch up with you on Facebook Messenger. Let's see, Melvin, what's up, man? I hope you're doing well. So I got some cool things. So one thing I want to give a shout out to, I was trying to wait for Jeremy Morel to make it up into the chat, but it looks like he's busy and he's missing my stream today. So I can kind of go forward with that a little bit. So I do want to share with you guys my blue tetra fry because I've been having fun with them, and I was worried that while I was gone that the adolescent fry or the adolescent fish or the adult fish being fed only every other day, it might start to predate on the fry, but they did not. To my surprise, when I returned, they did not predate on each other really at all. I didn't really see a loss at all. I definitely saw a lot more getting confident enough to swim around the adult fish and start schooling with the rest of the school, which is really, really nice. So like 4, 5, or 6, maybe more like 6 or 7 of the fry are to the point where they feel comfortable schooling with the rest. There was only like 2 or 3 like that before I left last week. So I don't know, I'm just really pumped about these blue tetras. I'm working on 3 tanks with fry in them. I really like to get up to about 8 tanks, and I think that's all I really need, and then I can start like sharing these. More like I really want 3 different colonies, and then I want to start pulling the fry instead of just letting them colony breed. I've proven that they can colony breed. I don't want to destroy that habit for them, but I would like to start pulling the fry and then making fry tank grow out tanks for those colonies and just bringing them down and kind of keeping those colonies as a line and separated and kind of recorded, and then play around with kind of down the line mixing those. Heather Nielsen, good to see you here. Welcome to the stream. So I'm having fun with that. So let me go ahead, and I'm looking at the chat, but let me go ahead and play around with OBS here for a minute. Let's go ahead and just switch over to the tank view for a minute. I want to show you a couple of things, but we'll show the tank view here of these blue tetra fry, and you can see them at the surface. Obviously, you can see the reflection. You can see the red kind of powder at the surface. That's Hikari first bites just floating on the surface tension of the water. You'll see a black screen in the background behind the hornwort, and that screen is actually that screen is just more of I would call it a baffle, because it's not a screen that just blocks the tank in half. It's not a divider. It just only goes down about 2.5, 3 inches, and it just kind of creates a barrier to keep the duckweed and the hornwort back. So on the other side, it's a forest. On this side, you have a lot of surface tension, open area. It's kind of like the watering hole. This is my nursery, so to speak. This is where the fry can hang at the surface, underneath the surface tension, and just slowly graze at Hikari first bites. It's also where I feed all the fish from. So microworms will go in here, baby brine shrimp, but that's basically their diet. Baby brine shrimp, microworms, and Hikari first bites, and that kind of covers all the areas. The microworms is great as like more of an infusoria because there's lots of different sizes, and it really does a good job to get them to the point where they can eat more of the Hikari first bites, and then eventually, once they get baby brine shrimp in them, they just explode. And within a week, they're ready to swim with the rest of the school. So let me go ahead back to the chat because I'm on one computer now. See, I used to have 2 monitors, and I'm down a monitor. I'm about to be down this lens that I'm using right now needs to be returned to its owner. That's about a $400 or $500 lens that I don't have the money for, and I'm not crying about that. I've just done a lot of playing, but I got to figure it out. I got to get that straight. He's a friend of mine, and he definitely needs his camera. He needs his camera back. He needs his lens. It's his glass, so I got to get that figured out ASAP. So let me see if I can go ahead and focus a little bit better, so we can. I think I was in a good focus spot for the surface tension spot. Anyways. So these guys are fun. I'm really, really stoked to have them breeding so well. Let's see. Let me go ahead and check out the chat. So I can't see what the screen looks like right now, but let me go ahead and check out the chat. Shelby Ray Lane, welcome to the stream. Good to see you here. Rod, what is up? William Jansen, hey, oddball kidnap Haley. As long as there's fish tanks around, I don't think it'll be too hard to kidnap Haley. At this point, I do not know what she's rolling with. She's got a lot of livestock in that car, though. I'll tell you that much. I think she's down 1 pea puffer, but she's got 9 pea puffers and a bunch of other stuff. I know a few betta fish, and she's acquired a few other things. She was kind of not to just talk about her. She's probably listening while she's driving. But we were talking last night, and she was so cute how she was complaining that she was driving through an area of Kansas, and how she was driving through the capital, and there were no fish stores, and she did not understand this. She was not happy about it. It was not okay that there were no good fish stores in the capital of Kansas. Oh boy. Anyways, I want to thank William Jansen. I didn't see Candy. I don't know where Candy is at. I know that Chris is like marathon streaming right now to get to sell some of the calendars for Pam. So I know that he's kind of doing a long-term thing, but guys, don't forget about the whole lineup that we have going on this evening. Of course, next up on the list at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have Aqua Funk. He's going to be doing his thing. And then after that, we have Susie from Q Aquatics at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'm really looking forward to Scott and Liz, King and Queen Cichlids at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I'm kind of segueing into what they're talking about, as far as I know, just what Dee was kind of talking about, and a few other people the last couple of days, is just just comparing, just kind of not really comparing. I think it's more of just making the observation and realizing that that the hobby itself. Just keeping in mind that the hobby itself and the industry is so much bigger than YouTube, and to make sure that you get out there and get involved locally, because I had a really awesome time this last week in San Francisco. I got to hang out with some really cool fish and plant nerds, even away from the fish club, but I met them at the fish club meeting, and that's kind of part of what I'm getting at. If you don't go to these events, if you don't get involved in these local groups and clubs and go to these events, you kind of miss out on making really awesome friends, which I have, and I'm really blessed and grateful to have these friends now, people to share my experiences with on a very personal level, share my fish, trade plants. And it's just a beautiful thing. It's really awesome to be part of all of this. And I have to say that, well, Dan Slee just popped in, and that's a sad one because we were trying to hang out with Dan Slee, at least catch him for dinner. He had a full work week, and we had a lot planned too. There was like one night that it would have worked, and we were just so exhausted that I just spaced it. We were just, I think we had like McDonald's that night. I don't know. We did have a lot of cool Thai food, a lot of cool Asian food, but there was still some fast food here and there just to make things happen. But it's cool to see Dan Slee here. Good to see you. I do have yellow King Kongs that I need to get ready to rock and roll for you and get them to you. On top of that, I do have a few, one other person I need to get yellow King Kongs to, and then I have my, I need to start getting out my, my wild guppies, and they can actually take cooler temperatures, so the wild guppies are not going to be a problem through parts of the, through a little bit part of the winter, but soon enough I'm going to have to just hold off until next season, which is just time to breed. It's nice to, even though it's not cold here, I have to kind of lay off and just focus on breeding for the next few months. It's really just the honest thing that is the best thing to do this time of year, really. Pamela says, don't take all his plants, Amber. Amber was actually really kind to me because she went nuts on buying plants, and I got lucky to get little cuttings of a lot of things that she got and cuttings that she got. So definitely came home with a lot of plants this time. I did come home with a new fish, and I've still been waiting for Jeremy to pop in the chat before I bring it up, but I want to go ahead and share that with you guys. I'm going to obviously do a species spotlight, and I'm not showing you the fish. I'm not moving the camera, but I want to go ahead and let's just go back to my main screen, and let's see. Does anybody know what this fish is? Does anybody know what this fish is? I just got a group of this fish, and I'm really, really stoked about that. I'm super, super stoked about that. This is the Heterandra formosa. If you don't know what the Heterandra formosa is, it's known as the least killifish. It is actually not a killifish. It is a live bear. It possesses a gonopodium and a modified anal fin, very similar to posilids, to other live bears like guppies and andlers and mollies and Pilates and stuff like that. So it's a really cool fish. I'm really excited to have a group of these fish. I think I have about 13 or 14 of them in the group. Jeremy Morel, which we met at the San Francisco Bay Aquarium Society, and he's also usually seen in my chat here. He hooked me up with a group of these, and I brought him back on the plane. There was a little bit of a problem. For all of you out here, just a disclaimer, something to keep in mind. JetBlue does not allow anything but cats or dogs on the plane. And I just realized I'm not in focus, and I'm not going to change it. Maybe I will change it. Let's see how easy it is to change it without messing everything up. Nope, I'm going to break something. Okay, never mind. I'm going to leave it alone. Anyways, Jeremy Morel hooked me up with a group of these fish. This is actually really cool fish because it is the smallest live bear known to science. It is one of the smallest invertebrates known to science. It is one of the smallest animals known, one of the smallest fish known to science, but definitely the smallest live bear recorded. So this is a really, really cool fish. This is a true nano fish, and I am so excited to have this fish right now. And I'm setting up a couple of tanks. I'm going to start them out in a 2.5 gallon because they can totally live in a 2.5 gallon. These are really, really hardy fish. Jeremy has been growing these out in a grow out tub outdoors, and they've been hitting temperatures below 69 degrees. Another thing to keep in mind about this fish is that it is a North American native fish. It's actually from South Carolina, North Carolina, Georgia, the Florida Gulf Coast all the way through Louisiana. It's even been found in areas of Texas. So it's a really cool live bear, and it's a Native American. I mean, it's a North American native fish. So it's really, really nice to have that. Yeah, I was a little worried that maybe I wouldn't be able to have it down here, but it looks like there is no regulations saying that I cannot have it here, just because, this is definitely something you would not want to get in the wild. I mean, there's a few predators. I know how the water systems work here, the freshwater systems work here, and they would probably just be predated on by wild guppies, because they are actually a lot bigger than this fish. So I don't think it would actually make it. Because it would be that, or either the gobies would take it out. There's just enough predators in nature. A lot of, it's a little harder than people think to create an invasive fish, but at the same time, if it's the right fish, it could be real easy, right? Like Gambusia in Florida. Let's see. Let me go ahead and go back to the chat. I was staring at this fish myself and missing the chat just a little bit. I want to thank you to Anna's Hobbies for throwing out the links. I want to thank William Jansen for throwing out all the links as well. And 54 Punchy, I'm missing Candy today. I don't know what she's up to, but I'm sure that she's busy with family, and she's busy all the time. She's like on all the, she's working hard. Working hard to hold it down. Let's see. One thing that I've noticed that I was always I don't understand, but I'm going to add Jen Stradrin as my moderator, because I don't know why she's not my moderator. She is one of my oldest patrons, and I don't know if that changed or not. I tried to change that. Another one, I don't need a whole bunch of moderators, but there's a few people. Dan Slee, I wanted to make you moderator as well. I've been meaning to do that for a little while. Anyways, so thank you as well. Thank you to Pamela for throwing out some links. I really, actually, I want your calendar. I love your art, and I would really love to get your calendar. I'm going to have to look into that one. That's the thing, is I feel like I need to, I don't have a lot of, I have a perfect spot right there for a calendar. That's my, I have a small studio apartment. It's too old now, but Chris Lukaup sent me a calendar, like a dinner lay Shrimp King calendar. It was really cool. I don't even know where it's at now, but I think it's outdated at this point. Almost outdated. I don't think I ever had a chance to really hang that in a good spot. Cool deal. Yeah, Dan Slee, it was really unfortunate we did not get to hang out. I wanted to see your plants and your shrimp for sure. I really did. But I know that there'll be another chance in the future probably. That's how I feel about this. I definitely have faith in that. There's a lot going on. And our community is not as big as we would like it to be if you really think about it. The whole fish keeping hobby. The more you get into individual species, especially start getting into rare and endangered and protected species, you start realizing how small this community really is, and how we're really being citizen scientists, and we're doing work that no one else is going to fund technically, and the world of that gets really, really small really quick. I've definitely noticed that working with the blue tetras and trying to find information and trying to find other people working with them anywhere in the world. Pretty much can't find anybody. So it's just really interesting to see how small it really gets, and then it also makes me realize that we really do need to do something. There's a lot that we can do beyond just keeping community tank, or it's different levels of it for everybody, that's for sure. But there's a lot that can be done. There's a lot for us to do to kind of protect it, maintain the hobby, and by maintaining the hobby, we're also maintaining the industry, which is also feeding a lot of different people around the world, and in third world countries where these fish are being farmed, bred, and caught and kept, out of the wild. So this goes a full circle. There's a lot of people involved in the fish keeping hobby and in the industry, and it's definitely important for us to keep that in mind. And not forget about it as we stare and gaze into our tanks. Aqua balls, everybody's right. Let's see. So once again, I do want to say I want to retrofit. Yes. Amber wants to retrofit an RV and turn it into a fish fish facility, basically a mobile fish facility. Basically, we should really don't want to give away too many secrets. No, it would be really cool to create a mobile unit, a facility that could be utilized mostly for transportation of livestock and aquatic livestock, say to and from events, on a profitable level, as a commercial level, but also be able to be a nerd and be able to have enough of a facility for on board on that vehicle, so that you can kind of have like a little bit of a lab space, have some quarantine tanks, have a holding tank for water where you can, literally have a sink, wash your hands, do some lab work, bag fish, process fish, and stuff like that. So it's definitely, it's a really cool idea to kind of streamline all of those functions and elements on a moving vehicle. It's really it's super nerdy stuff. That's the kind of stuff that me and Amber talk about while we're driving down the highway. So KG Cichlids, good to see you here as well, man. I'm glad that you could make it. Sharpie's Model Aquatics looks like he's been streaming lately. He streamed at 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, I believe, as well, right after D from Down the Wormhole. And like I said before, Chris from Multi-Think Addictions, he's streaming right now. He's been streaming like all day. He's trying to sell this calendar that he's put together of his artwork, and 50% of the proceeds are going to Pamela from 54 Puntry, which is it's awesome that she can make it here to this chat as well today. James, how are you? Welcome to the stream. Anyways, mark Minnesota off your list too, right? Amber, don't go through Minnesota. Let's see what is going on my phone. Oh, I'm good. Yeah, just all about my audio, right? William Jansen and Amber both blowing me up there. That was funny. Anyways, so once again, I want to say thank you to everybody for hanging out with me here today. I'm just chilling out. I want to go ahead and go back to these guys. I wanted to share this fish though. It's a bummer that Jeremy couldn't pop in here, because I want to say thank you to him once again. I am going to be sending him some stuff. Kind of trade in return, but it's a cool little live bear. I mean, it's perfect for a little bit of are we gonna get there? Oh, my camera is not being nice to me today. I can't seem to get it out of manual focus. Oh well, I'm trying to get out of manual focus because I'm tired of seeing myself out of focus. Anyways, alright, I'm letting it go. So, let me go ahead and get rid of that for a minute. I do want to just throw that up here for just a quick second, because I do want to give a little bit of a shout out to everybody that involved in the fish tube. These last couple events have been really, really awesome. The Aquashella in Dallas, the Aquashella in Chicago. It was really, really, really cool to see everybody coming together and working to make everything happen, donating their time and energy. Jason from Jadrin's Aquatics has done a lot to support all of that. Rob from Flip Aquatics, Kasha, a lot of other content creators putting in their personal time to make that all happen. So it was really, really cool to see all that come together and come to fruition, especially Dallas. That was really, really nice with all of the everybody that made it to that event. That was really, really nice. I am still not in focus. Oh, starting to eat me up, because now I won't. But I can't seem to get it out of out of manual focus. Or no, I'd like it on manual focus, and it won't do that. And I'm trying to do it without running around behind me and playing with it. Anyways, 41 of you hanging out. That's another reason why I don't want to go run around behind the camera and mess with that. Once again, as you guys saw, my thumbnail is and my title is Fishkeeping versus YouTube. Once again, I'm not trying to say, I'm not bashing YouTube at all. I love this community. Some of the stuff that's happened to me in the recent past, it would not have happened to me without YouTube, without this platform, without this community of people and friends that I've created here. I would not have met Amber without YouTube. things like that. So it's really been a beautiful thing being here on the platform and being here sharing with you guys and getting to learn from you guys out there as well. Speaking of that, there's been a lot of cool content people have been putting out this week. Even just a second ago, it was nice to just chime in there for a minute with Bob Kaler, put a little video on his Fahaka puffer. It's just little stuff like that, even that it's enjoyable to watch just for a second because you've come to know his fish. And even if it's just a 3 or 4 minute video, it's just really nice to to get a little update, and it's cool. So it's really nice to see everybody, and how we all come together in this community, and whether you're a fish keeper, you're just a hobbyist with one tank, just a little community tank, or you're a breeder with 20 plus, 40 plus aquariums, 100 plus aquariums. We're all in this together, and we all kind of support each other. And there's a lot that can be learned from each other, no matter where you are in the hobby. It's like I was hanging out with Jeremy is a serious plant nerd, and I know he can accept. It doesn't take offense to me calling him a nerd. He is a very knowledgeable young man. I'd have to say I was very, very much amazed by his knowledge of plants and horticulture, botany. Whew, insane. I couldn't keep up. I mean, I tried to keep up, but I would have needed to pull out a a digital recorder or a pen and paper to even close to keeping up with his knowledge base. Really incredible. So it was really awesome to hang out with him at the San Francisco consortium. We also did the California Academy of Sciences, that was really nice. There was a lot of aquariums in there, so I did share some content of that on Instagram. I did film a lot, so there will be a video, I believe, coming out about that eventually, just down the line. I'm going to start pumping them out. I just dedicated myself. I told myself I need to go back to the old ways of burning the candle at both ends. That's one reason why I've slowed down. For many years, I hustled hard. This is hard work. I mean, one way or the other, it's hard work. For many years, I worked all day at a day job, and I stayed up all night and edited videos. Checked out of a relationship completely and went right into YouTube. Put all my time and energy into YouTube. And I'd stay up until 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. And that was when I texted Jimmy, because Jimmy was up doing the same thing. So I slacked off on that. I said, look, I'm gonna get my sleep, and I'm not gonna do this to myself, because it was slightly unhealthy, especially a combination of energy drinks. So I kind of slacked off, and I was kind of being selfish, and it's affected my the amount of content that I make and stuff like that. That's for sure. Just to be completely honest with you guys. But I've told myself I'm back. I have to just burn the candle at both ends, work hard. So I was up until about 6, to be completely honest. But I got a piece done, and it's uploaded, posted, ready to go. It's gonna go live tomorrow at 10 a.m. Tomorrow morning, Monday at 10 a.m. And it's my Aquashella video. So it's gonna have pretty much my experience at Aquashella. All the epic fun that took place there. So definitely check that one out. It was fun. I didn't even speak at all. It's just really cool footage. I let the footage speak for itself, to be completely honest. I had a really good time. It was a nice experience, opportunity to hang out with a lot of really cool people, meet people for the first time. Jeff Rose, there's so many cool people that Caleb Aquatics. It was really nice to meet people that I hadn't met before, that friends that I've made on the platform. So really cool, really awesome. Definitely check out that video coming out tomorrow. So let's see, let me get back to the chat. Well, I'm not seeing the chat. Oh, and it froze on me. Let's see. Sharpie, no worries, check it into your stream. Yeah, I try to check into, keep Sunday is like, it's turning into this solid wall of live streams back to back. Another thing I wanted to touch on, we're talking about live streams. I don't know what happened. Now, I wasn't trying to step on Corey's toes. I know that Corey said that he was live streaming at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 3 o'clock his time, on Thursdays. Now, I was doing it for a while there because he wasn't streaming. And then I didn't stream for 2 weeks on Thursday. because of traveling and going back and forth and stuff. And then it was showing, and he was showing that every Thursday at 8 p.m. Well, 3 o'clock his time, but 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. That's his his Q&A live stream or whatever. And then this Thursday, it looks like he didn't stream. Unless I'm not getting his notifications, it looked like he didn't stream at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So I don't know if that's his regular time or not. I don't want to step on his toes. I didn't know what was going on there, but I did like that time at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time of streaming on Thursday. But I've been holding off now, just trying to figure out what's going on there. I need to just text Corey and see what's up with that. So anyways, all right, you guys, let's see. Let me check out the chat. Thank you again, Pam, for taking the time to put out those links. I really do appreciate that. One awesome link that I'd like to get out there somehow is my Amazon. Because the cool thing about the Amazon affiliate program is it's no skin off your back, really. Like if there's something that it's a great way to support me, because there's if you were going to buy something anyways, say there was something you're going to buy on Amazon anyways, it's a great way that you go through one of my links first, any of my links that are in my description, the affiliate Amazon affiliate links anyways, and within like 12 or 24 hours, if you spend any money on Amazon, I get like a commission on that. And if you were going to go buy that filter housing, or go buy that RODI system, or filter cartridges, or whatever it was that you were going to filter floss, whatever it was that you were going to buy already off of Amazon, if you go through one of my links, it actually just gives me a little bit of kickback, which is really cool. I like that because, like I was saying, it's no skin off your back. You might have already been going to go spend the money. Did I see Rack from River Life? Is Rack up in here? I didn't see. There you are, Rack. What is up, man? Good to see you here. I have to say, I really like your live streaming. I'm so glad that you finally started to live stream, because I love your voice, man. You're just so mellow and relaxing. Definitely makes me relax. So it's a very calming thing, and I really like what you're doing with the community fish talk, kind of a community live stream, and keeping it community minded. I really do enjoy that and appreciate that. So it's really nice to see that, see you doing that. And I've kind of just been waiting for you to just start live streaming, honestly, just because I just felt like you have such a nice radio voice, and it's easy listening. There we go. There you are, Jeremy. Finally, Jeremy's made it to the chat. There you are. Good to see you here, Jeremy Morel. I just had it posted up. Is it still up on the screen? It was up on the screen. Where are we at? There it is. There she is. There he is. Anyways, I really like the lateral barring that starts to show up, the colorations, especially when the males start kind of trying to mate with the females. These lateral bars really start to show up really strong on the fish. But I'm sorry, I gotta get it right. I'm just trying to get it right. I don't know why I can't seem to get the heterandria formosa. Yes, either way, at least killifish. I prefer to call it heterandria formosa, because I don't like calling it least killi, because I'm sure there's history behind that, but it's not a killifish. So it is an awesome little live bear, though, and I'm really stoked to have it. I was gonna buy it in the auction, and I'm just so much happier to actually get a really hardy stock directly from Jeremy, because he's growing these, like I said before, he's growing these in grow out tubs like I've got back here behind me, but larger grow out tubs outdoors in San Francisco. So they're getting like 69, they're getting below 70 degree temperatures, and they're they're gonna make it through the winter pretty much in those grow out tubs. So let me get back to the chat. I'm trying to keep up on the chat. I keep flipping around between things. I'm glad you can make it here, Jeremy. It's good to see you. I want to say that it was really awesome. It was so much of a gift. I mean, I appreciate all of the gifts that you gave me, and the gifts that you gave Amber, all the different plants and little goodies, fruit, tropical fruit, and all kinds of stuff, bromeliads. It was really an honor and a gift to get to hang out with you, as well as Blue and Luke. On top of that, Luke hooked me up with some plants as well, some stargrass, and What was the other one? I'm totally drawing a blank on the other one. Oh, it was that other grass, and I don't know the name of it. It's like a floating grass, and it's so awesome. I think that the blue tetras and other tetras are going to really enjoy that. Nano tetras and stuff are going to enjoy that to spawn on, to lay their eggs on those that floating grass. So I look forward to sharing that with you guys as well. But I will be doing a species spotlight on this, obviously, and thank you, Jeremy, for giving me that opportunity, because it definitely opened my eyes to working with North American native species, and even looking at some of the North American actual native killifish from Florida and other parts of the South. So it's a whole new world too, and it's something that people have started to talk about as well. And it's there's a lot of native fish that have nothing to do with Asia, Indonesia, Thailand, or anything like that. Some beautiful fish in North America, freshwater fish, that we could be working with in certain cases, especially when they're protected, and you can get get them through the CARES program and stuff like that. So anyways, let's see. Oh, Asian water grass. Thank you, Jeremy. That's really cool grass. And I have 3 stems of it, and I'm just trying to keep it happy. And hopefully those will blow up and I can cut them up. But I'm just kind of being delicate with some of the plants that I have. The worst one for me to melt back, which is one, is the water lettuce. The water lettuce is, after the week, we got that at the auction. And by the time I flew out, there was a handful of good water lettuce left. So I have it spread out in a few different tanks under a few different temperatures of lighting, and we'll see which one it likes the best, because it can be a little finicky about how close it is to or from the light and all that kind of stuff. I just think the water lettuce would be really awesome for spawning as well. A lot of the plants these days I've been looking at, I'm looking at them as a utilitarian kind of thing, utilizing them to help facilitate breeding and spawning, and just creating the right environment and atmosphere and biotope for some of these different fish. U.S. native rainbow shiners, that's another one right there. There you go. But you had to get them shipped from Hong Kong. Isn't that crazy? It's so nuts. There should be people within North America breeding them, though. You know what I mean? Crystal's Pets and Plants, good to see you here as well. I'm glad you could make it. Aquamate, what's up, man? James, good to see you here. All right, you guys. I am really, really stoked. I got a lot going on, and I have a lot of content to edit for you guys, and I'm really, really I'm excited about it. I just got to get myself pumped up and stay in the zone of editing. It's like I don't even need to film right now. I've got enough stuff sitting on a hard drive right now that needs to be dealt with. So we got Aquashella video coming out tomorrow. I got the 2 LFS tours that we did in Chicago coming out very soon. I have the part 2 of my killifish spawning project and breeding project coming up as well. I have my blue tetras, and these are videos that are filmed. I just need to edit. And then we have my blue tetras up here, and I have made my 3rd tank, and I want to share that with you guys. That's a video coming up. I have the species spotlight that have no choice but to make, because the fish are in a bucket right now with almond leaves. But I have the Heterandra formosa, the least killifish. I have to do a species spotlight on that and share that with you guys and get them in a pretty tank as well. I actually was just water testing this 2.5 gallon tank overnight to see if it has any leaks, because I swear it had a leak, and I don't know if the silicone just dried up and shrunk and it sealed the gap. It sealed the little drip. There was a tiny little drip in it, and it's gone. 24 hours, no drip. So I think I'm going to go ahead and escape that tank and put the least killies in that 2.5 gallon for now, until I set up a 10 gallon. They're going to make their final home will be a 10 gallon aquarium, and then I'll make a second colony from there is my plan, and then maybe a fry tank after that, and I'll probably just stick with 3 tanks, 10 gallons for that species, and that 3rd tank will just be a grow out for fry from those 2 separate colonies, and that's what I will offer for sale if anybody wants them, for trade, or anybody wants to have fun with those fish. Yes, 10 minutes coming up here soon. We have Aquafunk. Check out his stream coming up next. You guys can go ahead and jump in there with a hashtag JHRaid. We do that hashtag raid thing. That's always, I guess that's fun. It's just something to do. But just to show your support and let them know that, let everybody know. Let him know that I'm sending you his way. So anyways, I want to say drive safe to Amber out there. I know she's watching and lurking while she's driving, and hopefully she's on a long stretch of road where she's not having to try to be, should be using Google Maps right now. I don't want her to get lost lurking in the stream. But drive safe out there, Amber. And I want to say thank you as well to Deanna Somerville. She's not in the chat today. I haven't seen her, but I need to go. I got to take her out to lunch next couple of days. And if you guys ever see her in the chat, give her a huge thanks for all her work over the last 3 week-long trips that I've done. She did everything here in the fish room. She's a retired park ranger, been on island for about 30 years. She's a really, really cool person, very down to earth, and she loves life science and all that. So it's fitting, very, very fitting person. I feel really blessed to have her to watch all my fish. So I have some gifts for her, and I definitely need to go. I want to take her out to lunch, and I just really appreciate it. I want to, I think it's not. I don't think it's as easy as some people might think to find someone that you can trust, that you can leave town and not worry at all about your animals. Some of us probably have that feeling with their dogs and their cats and stuff like that, right? So it's, Rod, thank you for the European super chat. I appreciate that, man. But it's really, I really feel blessed to have her to watch these fish and stuff like that. So I got a cool, I can't say what I have for her. I don't want to give it away in case she watches the replay. Anyways, so I got to catch up with her this week and sit down and do a little lunch with her. William Jansen, thank you for throwing out the PayPal as well. There is that. Yeah, I appreciate that. There was a lot of money spent in the last 2 months. That's all I'm going to say about that. A lot of money. More than should have been spent. Not really, because you only live once, and these memories will last a lifetime, and the opportunity to spend that time with Amber has been priceless. So it's been awesome. No complaints at all, and I appreciate everybody. I appreciate all the support. I appreciate having the opportunity to do all that, all these trips and stuff like that. I definitely want to get off this island. I don't want to cry about that today, and I'm glad that I had enough other things to talk about, so I didn't get to that point into the last 5 minutes into the stream, but I'm definitely ready to pack my bags and get out of here. I'm definitely ready to liquidate everything that I own and get off this rock. I can't lie, I want to be closer to Amber, and I want to be able to work with fish with a lot less effort. It's very expensive here to do what I do. And there's a lot of speed bumps that I would not otherwise have living in North America on the mainland. Just the idea of being able to easily, overnight fish with FedEx, or go to a Petco and hit $1 per gallon sale, or even just go to Petco if, like, on an emergency spur of the moment, I need some micro worms, or I need some like frozen bloodworms or something, and I just know that they have it and they're right around the corner. So yeah, being in the States definitely make a difference, and I'm getting that itch to, it's just starting to add up. And every trip that I go on, it's just harder to come back here. I love it here. It's a beautiful place, and I want to share as much of that with you guys over the next year or so before I make my my escape plan happen. But it's coming. I feel it coming. I feel it. The time is near. I do want to thank you guys for all of your support, for all of you that keep up with me along this incredible journey of kind of trying to follow my passion, follow my heart, and follow my dreams, which is something that I want all of you out there to do. I definitely wish it upon everybody. I believe that there is a way to do what you love for a living, and to live your passions and make it your livelihood. And I wish that for everyone out there. I honestly do. I want everybody to live their dreams and to follow their heart and follow their passion, and get to, like, to me, it's truly living. It's the key to happiness, to be completely honest. If you can wake up every day blessed and grateful and happy to get up and do what you do for a living, not waking up in knots and nervous and frustrated and scared to go to work as you're flying down the interstate to not be late so you don't get yelled at by your boss, like that kind of thing, you know. I just feel like there is a better way, and I wish that for everyone out there, everyone that I know, and even just new people to my stream. So thank you guys again. I want to thank you guys so much for hanging out, being my fish club, being my fish keeping community. All of us coming together is a really awesome thing. I definitely have to say, you know, check out all the streams coming up later this afternoon. We've got Aquafunk next. We have Suzy Q Aquatics, and then we have King and Queen Cichlids, and kind of just trying to segue. I keep saying that into what they are talking about tonight. I believe just kind of getting in a little bit more deeper into really what we can do as hobbyists and as part of the hobby and the industry, and that there's a lot more that we can do. Beyond just hanging out here as a community on YouTube, and together that unity in that is strength, and we have the ability to actually make a really big difference coming together, supporting different NGOs and other non-for-profit, non-governmental organizations that are really supporting the change that needs to happen, that the governments aren't going to do, and they're not going to fund those things. So we really want to change. We have to do it ourselves, and we really want to change the planet, protect the planet. We have to do it ourselves. So just really awesome to see us all coming together, and to see us as a community here on YouTube promoting and supporting these NGOs and these other organizations that are making a difference. And it just shows how it comes full circle, how us as a community of hobbyists and fish lovers are actually, in the end, truly making a difference on a grand scale. So I don't know. I think it's really cool. Like I said, once again, I'm really excited, and I'm happy to be a part of it. Right before we get out of here, I got about 2 minutes left, but I want to go ahead and give you guys one last glimpse of my baby blue tetras colony breeding. This is tank number 1 out of 3, and you can see at the surface tension, you've got Hikari first bites floating at the surface, and every once in a while an adult nano blue tetra, which is only about half an inch, or 3/4 of an inch maybe. Full size. Every once in a while, one will dart to the surface and knock some of that Hikari down, and then they're kind of grazing on the adult fish right below the camera. But I just want to give you a glimpse of the colony breeding nano tetras in a 10-gallon aquarium with hornwort, duckweed, and you see that I have a little bit of a berm or baffle, so to speak, to hold back the plants to create a nursery / feeding grazing area. But you can see that the adult fish are not predating on those fry. They're not bothered by them. They're happy with the first bites. Baby brine shrimp is probably the most popular thing for the adults in the fry, so it's really cool. But thank you guys for all hanging out. I really do appreciate it. Let me go ahead and get back here to the main screen. I really mean that. Thank you guys so much for being my fish keeping community and my extended family of this hobby. And it really means so much to me that 47 of you guys are still hanging out here with me on a Sunday afternoon. Do not forget to go ahead and check out Aquafunk next. Go ahead and hit a hashtag JHRaid if you want to. And like this video if you want to. Comment if you got something to comment about. Questions if you got questions. But I just want to say thank you guys so much. And remember, keep your tanks clean, your fish fed, and have fun.